2022 board discussion meeting. We'll begin with our pledge. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That was in sync.
Welcome, everybody. Nice to see a big crowd here today. Hopefully there's some at home that are tuning in and staying warm. We do have our attorney Elwood is with us remotely today, so when you hear that voice coming from somewhere. We begin our meeting, again, as a reminder, this meeting is a meeting of the school board for the public for the purpose of conducting school corporation business and is not considered a public community meeting. There will be time for the public participation as indicated on the agenda. All board members were provided with background information to the various items on the agenda in preparation of this meeting. The meeting is being live streamed and our public comment forms are here if anyone would like to fill it out and return it to the board table, and we will take those at the appropriate time. Our first order of business is our board's reorganization. So we'll begin this process by asking, first we'll begin with the board president. We'll accept any nominations for board president.
I'd like to nominate Andy Mileta for board president.
Second.
One nomination. Are there any other nominations for board president? Hearing none, do we have a motion to approve? Do we need to do that, Ken? Make it an approval first?
Yes.
So we need the motion.
Make a motion to have Andy Mileta serve as president again.
A second.
The motion in a second. Any discussion? I'd just like to say I'd like to thank the board for the confidence in allowing me to continue in this position. I know if I'm not doing well, you guys will tell me. So you keep me on my toes. But again, I appreciate that confidence and certainly am honored to be able to serve in that capacity. Next, we have our board vice president. Do we have any nominations for the board vice president?
I'd like to nominate Wilma Vasquez.
Do we have any other nominations for vice president? Hearing none, do we have a motion to approve Wilma Vasquez as board vice president?
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Are we doing them all at one time? Because we didn't do that.
We didn't do it on the other one?
Yeah, we didn't.
So we'll do them all at the same time.
Okay.
We'll hold off then. So next, do we have nominations for board secretary?
I nominate Troy Williams for secretary.
A second.
So are there any other nominations for board secretary? Hearing none, do we have a motion to approve Troy Williams for board secretary?
Motion to approve.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. So we have a motion and a second on board president Andy Mileta, board vice president Wilma Vasquez, and board secretary Troy Williams. Can you call the roll, please?
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Trustee Vasquez.
Yes.
Trustee Mileta.
Yes.
Trustee Williams, yes. Trustee Wilkie.
Yes.
Okay. Next, we have our appointments, and these will also require a motion and a vote. First up, I'd like to make a motion to approve Ken Elwood from Rame, Elwood, and McClure as our school board attorney.
Second.
With a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, call roll, please.
Trustee Vasquez.
Yes.
Trustee Mileta.
Yes.
Trustee Williams, yes. Trustee Wilkie.
Yes.
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Ken. You work well with the board. We do have to keep you in line sometimes, but that's okay. He's laughing because he knows that's impossible. Next, we have our school physician. Dr. Ellis, did we reach out to Dr. Ostrowski?
Yes.
So, okay.
Mrs. Lindgren does have in the content that on 1/10/2022, Dr. Ostrowski did confirm that he would remain in that role.
Very good. So we'd have a motion to approve Dr. Ostrowski as our school physician.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Trustee Mileta.
Yes.
Trustee Williams, yes. Trustee Wilkie.
Yes.
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Trustee Vasquez.
Yes.
Okay, next we have the position of treasurer. I'd like to nominate Nick Ron as our treasurer.
Second.
The motion, we have a second. Any discussion?
I
Hearing none,
just
call the roll.
want to mention, of course, that Nick does a great job for us. He does a great job of breaking things down and forecasting things for us, and it's really beneficial, and I know you appreciate that as well.
Yes, we certainly do. Nick does a great job for the district. Call the roll, please.
Trustee Williams, yes. Trustee Wilkie.
Yes.
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Trustee Vasquez.
Yes.
Trustee Maleta.
Yes. And next, I'd like to make the nomination of Nick Gron as our purchasing agent as well.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, call roll, please.
Trustee Wilkie.
Yes.
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Trustee Vasquez.
Yes.
Trustee Maleta.
Yes.
Trustee Williams, yes.
Okay, next are board appointments. I'll do all of these and then we'll take a motion and a vote. For the food pantry, Wilma Vasquez, our redevelopment commission, Dr. Shauna Finley, Park Board, Andy Maleta, and the Portage Township Education Foundation, Wilma Vasquez. We have a motion to approve.
Motion?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll.
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Trustee Vasquez.
Yes.
Trustee Maleta.
Yes.
Trustee Williams, yes. Trustee Wilkie.
Yes.
And lastly, our appointments to committee. These will also require a motion to vote. I'll read them all off and then entertain that motion. Our legislative committee, Dr. Shauna Finley. Board Finance Committee will be Andy Maleta and Lori Wilkie. Policy Board Plan Committee, Wilma Vasquez and Lori Wilkie. Buildings, Grounds, and Innovation Committee, Andy Maleta and Troy Williams. And our Wellness Committee, Troy Williams. Do we have a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve.
Second?
With motion and a second, any discussion? Hearing none, call roll, please.
Trustee Vasquez.
Yes.
Trustee Maleta.
Yes.
Trustee Williams, yes. Trustee Wilkie.
Yes.
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Thank you all. And I think that's everything on our agenda for that. We look forward to continuing working with everyone in those capacities. And I just want to say, you know, one of the most important things we're going to have this year is taking place right now is legislative. And I know, Shauna, I appreciate you taking that on. You're a perfect person for it. And so I'm going to ask, especially during the session, if maybe you can give us some reports back, because there's some crazy stuff going on downstate right now as it relates to the schools and school boards. And I just think, just so we're all aware, and so again, you are the perfect person to take on that task. So we look forward to getting those reports.
Thank you.
Can I ask if we could have at some time a work session so that we could get updated and have some discussion about some of those items that are being discussed at the state
Yeah.
level?
Yes, for sure.
It's going to impact us locally.
Yeah, so maybe once Dr. Finley.
So you're
determines,
going
like, an
down for
appropriate
the
time,
legislative day in February, so maybe right after that would be a great
that'd
time
be good.
Yes.
to fill us in on
Okay.
everything, because there'll be a lot of action, and I think it's a short session,
It is.
so.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a little update tonight.
Oh, good.
About where we are.
Good.
With the calendar and stuff.
Great, thank you.
Can we consider having that virtually when we do have that meeting with you, Shauna?
Sure.
Yeah, mhm, absolutely. Okay. Adjustments to the agenda by the board. I do have one, and I did send that out to give everybody a heads up. The public hearing for the superintendent's contract, I'm like to request to pull that from the agenda this evening. Just looking that over on Friday, there's actually was some missing information, some things that need cleaned up. And as opposed to just sending that out to everyone, I'd like to request we'll do an executive session and with Ken, so we could sit down and go through that and make sure that we're all in agreement and on the same page.
I don't know if we did this, but we kind of skipped these. I don't know if you want to mention those.
I did.
Sure?
Yep.
Okay, my bad.
What time did you get off?
This morning.
Sometimes I do skip those, but I did do them today.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
Mhm.
So do we have a motion to approve removing the public hearing for the superintendent's contract from the agenda today?
I make a motion to remove that item from our agenda today.
Second?
With a motion and a second, any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Maleta.
Yes.
Trustee Williams, yes. Trustee Wilkie.
Yes.
Trustee Finley.
Yes.
Trustee Vasquez.
Yes.
So, Dr. Allen, we apologize.
Okay.
We'll try to, maybe Cindy can send something out and try to get an exec session lined up here
Very good.
soon. I know we have some vacations coming up we need to take into consideration, but we'll like to get that done sooner than later. Okay, next we have our board reports. Are there any board reports this evening? Yes, go ahead.
I do. The Education Foundation Board met on December 14th. A couple items that I'd like to share with you. The 500 Club raffle has been changed and it's been recreated. Instead of having monthly drawings, there's going to be one drawing. It's going to take place the week before the new school year begins in August. So 500 tickets will be available, but the grand prize drawing will be one, and it'll be in the amount of $5,000 with an additional $500 worth of other prizes. So that's going to be different for this year. Just a couple of reminders to purchase education license plates, and the proceeds will benefit the foundation as well as the Amazon Smile purchases will also benefit the foundation. The Jovial Jeans fundraiser will be held this week, or it's already started. And so $5 donation will be the cost for all the employees who would like to wear jeans this week. So this board supported this initiative by wearing jeans. And thank you for your donation, and I'll be proud to give this to the board tomorrow during our January meeting. So thank you for that. That's it.
Thank you. Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other board updates?
Yes, I have one. Kind of you alluded to it already about the legislative session that's taken place. It is already starting off on a very turbulent flight thus far. Even as we get ready to start our board meeting tonight, we saw that some of our own local superintendents were down there today providing testimony as to why we should or should not support certain things. But just to give additional context, the House side, the bill filing deadline is tomorrow, and they're hoping to wrap up on the House side on February the 28th for reading deadline for their Senate bills. The filing deadline for the Senate was January the 7th, and by March the 1st, the goal is to have the third reading deadline for House bills. There are a lot of significant things that are going to impact educators across the state of Indiana. Unfortunately or fortunately, there are people across the country watching to see what we're doing and some of the decisions that we're making. Here are a couple of examples. On Wednesday, the House Committee on Education met to consider a House Bill 1093 and 1094. I just want to hone in on 1093. Provides that after June 30th of 2023, a school corporation or charter school must enter into an MOU, which is called a Memorandum of Understanding, with a law enforcement agency that employs or appoints the individual. So it also has a little bit more information and details. Another bill that is really hot right now is the Senate Bill 2, which relates to our ADM count for COVID-19 on ADM count day. The hottest one of all, though, is Senate Bill 167. According to the author of Senate Bill 167, focuses on curriculum transparency, requiring parental consent for social and emotional learning, and prohibits schools from teaching 8 specific concepts that are deemed divisive. It also opens up the school corporation to civil liability for not complying with the mandates in the bill. So the committee had 8 hours of testimony last week on this specific topic, and they continued on today. So today, they did have some more discussion about 1093, the bill I just spoke of, and they did have some testimony on Senate Bill 167. It also goes into prohibiting K through 12 schools from requiring a student or employee of the school corporation to engage in training, orientation, or therapy that presents any form of racial or sex stereotyping or blame on the basis of sex, race, ethnicity, religion, color, national origin, or political affiliation. It also states that we have to do some other things, like have a curriculum review committee, which will consist of parents, teachers, and community members. And there's a heavy lift for educators in that all educational materials must be posted online. and the school must then add functionality, which would allow parents to opt into certain parts of the curriculum and opt out of certain items. It also puts limits on how schools provide counseling services to students, stating before a school corporation or qualified school may provide or administer certain mental, social, emotional, or psychological services to a student, the school must provide the parent of the student or the student, if the student is an adult or emancipated minor, with a request written of consent to administer certain mental, social, emotional, psychological services. Another bill to watch is our House Bill 1040, and this is a bill that enhances the parent's ability to opt out of face mask or vaccine requirements, stating a parent of a student or an emancipated student who attends a school corporation or qualified school may opt out of a face mask or face covering requirement, and that schools may not require vaccination against COVID-19 or another communicable disease as a condition for employment, enrollment, attendance, or participation in a school corporation or qualified school or extracurricular activity. So there are a lot of things happening. So those are just a couple of the bills I wanted to talk about, and I'll be definitely updating us at every board meeting about what's happening legislatively.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next we have our superintendent's consent agenda. We have the personnel report and donation report and facility use report. We have a motion to approve the superintendent's consent agenda.
Make a motion?
Second?
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Trustee Williams, yes. Trustee Wilkie?
Yes.
Trustee Finley?
Yes.
Trustee Vasquez?
Yes.
Trustee Maleta?
Yes. The board consent agenda, which has our meeting minutes of our regular board meeting of December 13th. We have a motion to approve the board's consent agenda.
Motion to approve?
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Trustee Wilkie?
Yes.
Trustee Finley?
Yes.
Trustee Vasquez?
Yes.
Trustee Maleta?
Yes.
Trustee Williams, yes.
Okay, we have no old business. We'll move into new business. We have our recommendation to award E-rate bid. Dr. Alanis?
Yes, this was advertised in the newspaper on November 10th and 24th for the public bid opening that was held December 13th at 10 a.m. in the boardroom. Attorney Elwood was present at that opening. After our ad tech provider and tech department reviewed the bids, the recommendation is to award this to Network Solutions, which is option 3, for the amount of $472,809.52. Just briefly to outline for you, as Mr. Lesich has provided, this E-rate recommendation will be for infrastructure equipment. It will continue to address our infrastructure throughout the district. We are in the 5th year of completing the rebuild of our data closets, and we will be able to complete that plan, replace our old switches, modernize our switches to help maintain the connectivity in the district, and replace all indoor access points, and support our one-to-one device initiative with, and also our mobile teacher devices and our robust infrastructure for the devices. I think it's also important to mention that with E-rate, we are paying 20% of what is the cost of this. So I want to thank Mr. Lesich and his team. This is a huge undertaking every time we do this. And of course, as mentioned, Attorney Elwood was present for the bid opening, and our ad tech rep did assist in this.
Great, thank you. We have a motion to approve the E-rate bid.
Make motion?
Second?
We have the motion and a second. Any discussion? Questions? Hearing none, call the roll, please.
Trustee Finley?
Yes.
Trustee Vasquez?
Yes.
Trustee Maleta?
Yes.
Trustee Williams, yes. Trustee Wilkie?
Yes.
Next, we have the approval of the overnight field trip of the Portage High School wrestlers to a holiday tournament on December 27th through the 28th, 2021.
And this was provided to you in a board update prior to the holidays. This is a retroactive approval. As you can see, the team is doing very well this year, but we just need to approve this retroactively based on board policy.
Thank you. Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
Second?
The motion and a second. Any discussion? Can you call the roll, please?
Trustee Vasquez?
Yes.
Trustee Maleta?
Yes.
Trustee Williams, yes. Trustee Wilkie?
Yes.
Trustee Finley?
Yes.
Okay, next we'll move on to superintendent reports. Dr. Alanis.
As was shared with you, we now have our district dashboard for COVID-19 that is including our staffing numbers once again. We had taken that down for quite some time as COVID started to get moving in the right direction now that we're finding that this outbreak is causing some havoc with staffing issues. We've put that back up. I'm pleased to share that although we did have to go to virtual for 2 days at the high school and 2 days at Willow Creek, tomorrow we are currently staffed across the district. So as things arise, our goal is to always communicate why a short-term closure is happening. If it's staffing, we're going to say it's staffing. If it's a spread, we're going to say it's a spread, because the goal is to make sure we're not being too vague or giving anyone any reason to have misinformation. But I think that those staffing numbers help people to understand a little bit why. So they'll be able to see that daily staffing. That's, again, broken down by teacher and support staff. So it very well could be due to teachers and a sub-shortage in the building. However, if we have a limited number of custodians throughout the district and therefore can't really float others to a building, and we are going to possibly, let's say, jeopardize our cleaning protocols, well, then we need to make some adjustments. I don't anticipate that being one, but that would just be an example of a support staff one. Also, just to share with you, we are excited and revved up for our NWEA and WIDA testing for our English language proficiency. We had our regular Monday morning meeting this morning, and Mrs. Williams did let me know that today officially opens that test window for the winter window, which we're really excited for how those results are going to look. We know for certain our students, our teachers, our paraprofessionals, our instructional assistants, our families have been working very tirelessly this fall and winter, and we can't wait to see how that starts to look, because there's no doubt that there's still frustration and stress, but sometimes being able to look at some of the data, it can help. So I really anticipate some good information from that, not only where we're seeing some success, but also where we can better target some of our attention and best support our teachers, students, and families. As was shared with you, and I want to congratulate outwardly yet again, right before the holidays, I sent an email to the principals. Our DIBELS results for our K1 and 2 students came in. Our teachers have done a fantastic job, our instructional assistants, our title teachers and assistants, with preparing our students and really gaining some momentum and getting our students out of those significant at-risk categories for our early learners and early readers. So congratulations to them, congratulations to the students and parents. It takes all of us, and I know that families are doing their very best reading at home together, practicing sight words, all of those things that it takes to be able to make these gains. So it really has shown in the data. Just to share with you as well, the curriculum adoption for the elementary math is still underway. They are getting ready to go to a caravan to view the resources that they're most interested in. I believe I shared with you at the December 13th meeting that they're down to about 3. And again, those are all research-based programs, so I will be sharing with you as the decision comes closer. We anticipate, Dr. Stevens assured me that we'll have that early spring recommendation to you, and all teachers will have the opportunity to review all of what those 3 will be and rate them based on preference once that time occurs. So we'll be able to utilize all of that data. Let's see here. Also, just a reminder, our next board meeting will be January 24th. It will be housed at Central Elementary. I'm excited, as our Director of Buildings and Grounds, Mile Mavrovic, will be providing us with an update of just projects, and you'll be able to see the lighting project. We're hopeful, but not for certain yet, if the loo will be installed at Central in the gymnasium, but we also do have the portable one, and that's the one where it makes the wall in the gymnasium interactive, so you can see that as well. There's some other additional things that we'll be able to talk about, but that next meeting again is January 24th at Central. And again, just wanting to get back into the buildings and share with you those projects that are occurring. We also have the Board of Finance meeting that evening, so I just want to remind you of that. We will follow that same protocol and procedure with Nick Ron. And I believe that is all I had.
Very good, thank you. Any questions for Dr. Alanis? Okay, I don't believe we had any public comment forms. So with that, would someone like to make a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.